Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now in this video we are going to look at how to output a resource type or value from our Terraform resource. So in the previous video we created an EC2 instance and we need a public IP address so that we can connect to output in Terraform, because we are going to use outputs to generate some information from the EC2 instance. The content of this directory is the main.tf that we created in our first episode. So if I cut this, see we have our record providers in the Terraform block. We have the provider block and we have our resource block for the EC2 instance. Alright. Okay. So we are basically gonna have to modify the main.tf file. Okay, so let's go in there using the Vim editor. Alright, so as you know, so far we have 3 blocks like this. We're gonna add an additional block and we will call that block output. Okay, in order to connect to an EC2 instance from your terminal, you need either your public or private IP and the key pair to be able to log in remotely via SSH. So in our instance, we are gonna need public IP address. Okay, now this is just a name that I'm giving the output that will be printed, right? And then what do I need? I need a value, and that value is public underscore IP. Now this is how Terraform knows its public IP. It uses the word public underscore IP. Remember how we looked up EC2 instance from the documentation is AWS underscore instance. That's how it recognizes it. Okay, so this is like a keyword. All right, public IP, but this is not just any public IP, but the public IP of our AWS instance. Okay, so AWS instance dot. Now what's the name of the AWS instance? Now for the name you can use either the tag or the name that you provided up here. So either one is still fine. So let's use this name, terra underscore EC2 dot public IP. So this will specifically pick up the public IP of this resource, which is an AWS EC2 instance. Okay, now with that out of the way, save this and close it. Okay, let me clear my screen. Now when I cut main.tf, you see our output is added. Alright, let me initialize Terraform. Okay, Terraform is initialized successfully. Clear. Now let me format my main.tf file so that when I print it, see the indentation looks nicer now. Okay, now let's validate the code that we've added to our main.tf if it's valid. Okay, so the configuration is valid. Now we can plan our infrastructure creation. Okay, so you can see that we are creating an EC2 instance and all this is going to be created. Now if you look in here, you will see public underscore IP. So this is the output that we are going to print. Okay, so that's the key name, public underscore IP. If it's private IP you want, it's private underscore IP. If it's private DNS, private underscore DNS, and everything else. If it's key name, key underscore name. And so we are adding one infrastructure, destroying none or changing none, and then we have outputs for a public IP address. Now remember, this is the name that we give it. We don't know the public IP yet, so this says known after apply. Once we do Terraform apply, we will now know the value that will be assigned to this variable public IP. Type yes. Terraform apply is done, one resource added, and you can see outputs. You see public IP equals the IP address you see right here. Now if you go back to the AWS Management Console, you refresh this, you see our example Terra EC2 running. If you select it, you see that this IP address is the same, public IP is the same as you see here, right? 34.205.20.50. Yep. Okay. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.